It is moving day, so we're going to keep this one short. As you can see, an absolute disaster behind me, and we're recording from the phone, not the good camera today. But the Canucks get a big win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Canucks coming into this one something like 10-15-2, and the season's starting to look bleak for this team. And the Leafs are just crushing the North Division, but the Canucks just find a way, and they win this one 4-2 against the best team in the North Division. Goaltenders for this one, Thatcher Demko, the elite one, and Frederik Andersen. Bubble Demko's back, baby. We'll get into that. Canucks open the scoring about 4.5 minutes into this one on the power play. Brock Boeser looked like he got hurt on the previous play, but he came back out, buries his 13th of the season from Horvat and Miller, and the Canucks take a 1-0 lead. But John Tavares, late in the first, did answer that one. It looked like the Leafs were about to take over this game. They tie the game at 1, and you're thinking, okay, well, the Canucks have struggled to really show a lot of resiliency this year. They've had a couple times where they've come back, but then sort of blowing it later in the game. But it's 1-1 after 1. Shots in the first period, 15-9 for Toronto. Sort of similar to Thursday's game where the Leafs were probably the better team by the expected goals, but the Canucks still found a way to get it done. In the second period, Jimmy Vesey breaks the tie. I mean, we got scored on by Jimmy Vesey. That's an issue. 3:04 into the second period. Brody and Spezza on the assists on that one. Canucks seemed to put some pressure on for the rest of the second period. They just couldn't solve Freddie Andersen. Shots in the second ended up being 14-11 for the Canucks. Now, the Canucks have struggled all year to come back from games. That's really evidenced by their record when they don't score first, right? Their record after allowing the first goal is 0-13-0. But they did score the first goal tonight. They just they had a deficit to come behind on. But it looked like a comeback wasn't in the works. But baby Bo Horvat gets his 11th goal of the season on the power play early, or about halfway through the third period. But they weren't done, baby. JT Miller, 42 seconds later, buries one, puts the Canucks on top. Alex Edler gets the assist in his 900th NHL game with the Vancouver Canucks. The Leafs put the pressure on. They were trying to tie it. They were doing their best. They outshot the Canucks in the third period as well. But, oh my goodness. Nils Hoglander just walks into the zone on the right wing and just a rocket of a wrister. Gets all of it, beats Freddie, hits the back bar, and pops out, and no one knew this puck was in the net. The refs were like, keep playing, and Hoglander just like, oh yeah, we got it, baby, let's go. And the refs had to blow it down. They looked at the replay, and they're like, oh, yeah, that was in. And it kind of bugged me, because the refs were like, we confirmed the call on the ice, that the puck crossed the line. It's like, no, the call on the ice, you didn't call anything. You didn't think it was a goal. Either way, though, it's 4-2 for the Canucks after that Nils Hoglander rocket. He's struggled to score all year, but with a shot like that, he's not going to struggle much. Toronto pulled the goalie just under 2 to play. They couldn't answer. They did try, but the Canucks kept them at bay, and the Vancouver Canucks win back-to-back games over the best team in the North Division. And one of the best teams in the NHL, to be honest. But the Canucks came out, and they did what they needed to do. They got the win. And nothing you can complain about there. Now, I only have pluses tonight, no minuses. I mean, okay, 1 minus. They allowed 39 shots. That's a lot of shots against the Toronto Maple Leafs when they have that much firepower. And Marner's, Matthew, Tavares, even like guys like Spezza and Thornton on budget deals have been doing great for them. You can't allow them to get 39 shots and expect Demko to bail you out every time, but it looks like Demko might be a guy who can bail you out every time. They mentioned a stat on the radio broadcast while I was driving a truck today. They said Thatcher Demko has like a 943 in his last 5 games or something, and stopping 37 of 39 tonight will only increase that stat to 6 games pretty much. So Demko is my biggest plus on that one. You have a guy who's able to fend off the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that is huge. They won. That's a plus, right? They got a big win against Toronto. Some people might see that as a minus if you're on the negative side. And honestly, in the long run, probably a minus. But you know what? It's hard not to enjoy a win over the Maple Leafs. What else we got here? That Hoglander shot. Unbelievable. Just a rocket. I already talked about that. And all the stars performed. If you look at the goals, right? You had Miller, Boeser, Horvat, and Hoglander. And with PD out of the lineup, those are the 4 people that you want to score. Those should be your 4 best goal scorers, and they were tonight, and they all put one in. And that's what you need. You need your best players to go out and score goals. That's their job, and they did it, and it was great. Game puck for this one, we're giving it to Thatcher Demko. Look, I get it. Hoglander was good. Hey, he scored that goal. Boeser scored. Horvat scored. Miller scored. Like I said, and Boeser, I think, had a 3-point night. But you still had 39 shots against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they could have, against a worse goalie, if you put Holtby in net, I bet you the Canucks lose this game. Maybe like 5-4, 5-3, something like that, with the way the game would change. So, you know what? It's Thatcher Demko with a bullet. And I'm going to keep giving him game pucks as long as he goes on a run like this. Anyways, the last thing I want to say on this was thank you, Jim. Other than that, look, I did get some requests. Some people did send messages like, hey, you should review the Benning press conference because that was a disaster yesterday. And I really wanted to. I took the day off work yesterday just to move. As you can see, we have a ton of stuff back here. This is just the living room. Although, look at all these windows. I've been living in a basement for the last year, or last 2.5 years, but with the pandemic, I've been working there every day. And during the day, it's so bright in here, and I love it, and I'm so excited. The new studio, let's just walk you over there while we're here. There's no lights in this room, and it's clearly a disaster, and there was already a bed in here, but we've got a big window here. We're gonna probably get something going where the regular view points out. It's gonna be awesome. Really excited for that. But yeah, really busy day. I couldn't cover the Jim Benning press conference. I might on Monday or tomorrow if I get time, probably not. But I might do that on Monday. I would need to listen to the whole thing, or at least like gather a bunch of snippets from Twitter. We'll see what happens. I just feel like it's not as current anymore. I guess I'll give my general thoughts right now. What the hell? The whole day-by-day thing really bothered me. Maybe, you know what? No, I'm making a video on this on Sunday or Monday because I'm pretty rattled. I was never really a firebending guy until this year, but that has definitely changed. But we'll go into that Sunday or Monday. Anyways, I've got some work to do. I do have some beer to drink, which is nice, so that will make this move a little easier. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you soon.